How's it going, YouTube? This is a response to Jesus Freak's video. Yale study shows babies have morals. I'm sorry, I've only got so much time and I want to get to the issue. This is going to start 2 minutes 9 seconds into his video. Please bear with me.
As I said before, recently, Yale University did a big study, and they tested little babies, 6-month-old babies, and they put them in situations watching puppets, and they weren't like really scary puppets versus good puppets, but like a little teddy bear and a little rabbit. And they would have these puppets go through different scenarios in which one puppet would be the naughty puppet or causing trouble, and the other puppet would suffer from it. And they would watch these babies' reactions. I will put the links down here in the description box so you'll be able to read the article for yourself. And what's amazing is these children, these 6-month-old little babies, showed a very clear sense of morality. I like one of the quotes. Professor Paul Bloom, a psychologist at Yale University in Connecticut, whose department has studied morality in babies for years, has said, I'm reading this from one of the articles, has said this: a growing body of evidence suggests that humans do have a rudimentary moral sense from the very start of life. With the help of well-designed experiments, you can see glimmers of moral thought, moral judgment, and moral feeling even in the first years of life. This is amazing. This is another situation where science actually backs up the teachings of the good old Bible. Yet, if
Jesus Freak, I'm going to stop you right here. Professor Paul Bloom, I checked out what your claim was. Wanted to make sure it was honest. I believed it was honest, but I did follow, and I did a little bit more research. Also published by Professor Paul Bloom. Babies and morals. Here's something else that backs up your Bible. Check this out. Our initial moral sense appears to be biased towards our own kind. There's plenty of research showing that babies have within group preferences. 3-month-olds prefer the faces of the race that is most familiar to them. To those of other races, 11-month-olds prefer individuals who share their own tastes in food and expect these individuals to be nicer than those with different tastes. 12-month-olds prefer to learn from someone who speaks their own language over someone who speaks a foreign language. And studies with young children have found that once they are segregated into different groups, even under the most arbitrary of schemes, like wearing different colored t-shirts, they eagerly favor their own groups in their attitudes and their actions. Check this out. There's more from the same guy. Watch this. This is a direct quote from Professor Paul Bloom. Religious authorities and scholars are often motivated to explore and reach out to science, as when the Pope embraced evolution and the Dalai Lama became involved with neuroscience. They do this in part to make their worldview more palatable to others, and in part because they are legitimately concerned about any clash with scientific findings. No honest person wants to be in a position of defending a view that makes false claims. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses and I'm tired. So religious authorities and scholars often make serious efforts toward it goes on and on and on. I'm going to be posting like you, but I'm not going to drop just one. I'm dropping what you did, and I'm dropping many others. These are actually from the same scientist. Now, here's the thing. You fall short there. I'm sorry there, Jesus Freak. You're falling short. If there was a complete moral standard delivered down, hand-delivered to every person on this planet by your God, then please explain why moralities are different today than they were during the times of the writing of the Bible. I'd like to ask, where's your slave? Have you ever stoned any of your kids for not listening to you? I mean, these were morally acceptable in your Bible. Um, I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to call you out on this. Morals change for what's acceptable in the time, and they are taught. They are taught. That's all there is to it. That is evident in the world around you. And I find it intellectually dishonest that you go out and you try to find one little thing and pull your own really big meaning out of it. But you know what? I don't put the fault entirely on you. I believe that you have been trained to think this way. Um, I saw that there was a lot of Christian articles, not just your direct link, that were also using the same thing, where they were trying to do a direct link between his findings and, oh, look at this, this backs up the Bible. And I find it it's very intellectually dishonest because you're ignoring every other thing. I mean, again, here we got one that actually talks about babies starting out where they have biases, where they are going to start out going after who their own kind is. Clearly demonstrated in the Bible, with bigotry and segregation and so on. Babies are doing that. If we are to accept that God handed down the morals like you're claiming, then you have to, if you are going by these same kind of studies and you are trusting the source, then you are going to have to admit that he is also handing down these biases that are clearly, in the same stuff by the same professor at Yale, Professor Paul Bloom. This is his stuff too. And like I said, I am also going to be dropping down these links, so you can call me on it. I have a strong suspicion that you are not going to post this as a video response. But again, if you're going to accept that that's handed down from God, you're going to have to accept that prejudice is handed down by God as well. This is Somehow Magic, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.